Got to figure out how to get this into your guys' hands so that you can use it and start to see the value of it. The issue right now is I'm not able to get the logic down exactly right. So I'm left building the structure around it. And then over the next few weeks, I'll be able to know exactly how State Farm calculates your compensation on a regular basis. And with their new process for paying their agents, all of that logic will be built into here, so you can actually see this stuff become useful to you. Right now, the logic isn't accurate, but hey, what I'll do is I will show you what the system looks like. So this would be running on your machine, on your laptop or your PC, whatever you have at the office. And you'd be able to see, theoretically, key performance indicators of your business. Key performance indicators are metrics or measures about the state of your business that lead you to know the certain aspects of your business. Okay, I wanted to take a minute and just pause the video and explain something better than I did previously. The reason why I'm doing what I'm doing and the reason why I think it's going to be useful and helpful to you is because of my point of view about business or a business process. I see business as a machine, a money printing machine, and that there are inputs to this machine and there are outputs to the machine. The outputs would be the KPIs, those key performance indicators of the machine. And the inputs and the knobs on the machine or the levers on the machine are what would drive positive, good, healthy KPIs or poor KPIs or poor outcomes, right? In the end, what you really care about is the success of your business, the money that you're making, the value that you're providing a market, a people. And so the way I view business and business processes are exactly like that. If we can know what you input into this machine, how it affects things, the levers and the knobs that you have at your disposal to adjust how this machine and how this system operates so that it can drive those outcomes, we need to know how to move those outcomes in the positive or how to move those outcomes in the negative. And the way that I think about that is through the lens of data and analytics, advanced analytics. So there are ways we can quantify via KPIs the success of your business and the different aspects of your business. There are ways for us to determine what drives those KPIs up, what drives those KPIs down. And then it's just a matter of moving the levers, changing, one of the settings, changing the inputs, adding different inputs, etc., for you to drive the most important outcomes for you, your family, your business, and the people that you serve. Wouldn't that be valuable? Wouldn't it be insanely useful to know end to end what affects that most important outcome? And then all you have to know is what you want as far as the outcome is concerned, how you want that to improve or change. And then we would be able to determine what the inputs are, what the levers are, the knobs are that you need to set, right? The settings on this machine or on this business that will, do whatever it is that you want to do. So that's exactly why I'm trying to provide this for you. That's the mission. That's the goal here. I hope you can connect to that, and we'll get back to this video. And then what I'm building in here is a way for you to see what that looks like over time, how things have improved or gotten worse. And then from KPI to KPI, also a breakdown of what is driving that. And then what behaviors you can institute in your business, what you can change, what you can improve to help those KPIs improve. So a few of the KPIs that'll be obvious would be just active policies, the total premium of all of those on an annualized basis or whatever, your retention or your attrition, whichever way you want to look at it, and then also like renewal opportunity. And I've bucketed those into a health, maintain, growth type hierarchy. Health being KPIs that would help you know if your business is running healthily or poorly. And then maintain would be if you want to maintain your level of business, some metrics or some KPIs around that. And then growth opportunities. And right now, growth opportunities, I don't have anything there, but you can see here that I've got health and maintain on the way. You'd be able to click on one of these and then see some charting and some breakdowns of what is driving that KPI. So in this case, I clicked on active policies. Under active policies, just kind of thinking without even looking at this, your active policies comprises your new business and old business. Old business being the policies that are renewing, and new business being those that you've bound over the last month or so. And so being able to see that over time would be really useful. Is my business growing? Is it not growing? Are there opportunities left on the table for policies that are lapsing that I'm not paying attention to and that I need to do something about? And is that number getting worse over time? Etc. So what this does is it helps you see, you can look at drivers on let's just assume this data is real, which it's not. And that what we're looking at is the final state of this KPI, which it may not be. Again, I'm in the middle of figuring out exactly how State Farm calculates this stuff, and that leading to something useful to you. And then the other thing about that is I would love to get some feedback from you, from State Farm agents, more than those that I'm already working with, to know if this is the right way to look at it and to think about it and for it to be useful. Again, I'm doing this all for free for State Farm agents. No one's paying me to create this, and no one's paying me to have access to this. So get involved if you're interested and think that this could be useful to you. But yeah, so you could click on these drivers, see the state of things, or you could click on the total KPI and see what that looks like over different periods of time. You can even see the delta. So this is the absolute value right now. So how many active policies you have, and then that being charted on a graph, or the delta being how from month to month that KPI is changing. And so you can kind of see in this fake data that my growth has increased significantly because the deltas are consistently positive for the last, whatever months this is in this data set. Yeah, and so I've got other KPIs. The KPI I'm working on right now is retention. There's a couple ways to think about it. So retention could be, and I believe State Farm calculates that on a 12-month rolling basis, but it could be cohort based, or it could be total book. So if it's cohort based, what we'd be asking, or the KPI would be measuring, would be 12 months ago, I wrote 50 policies, 100 policies, 500 policies, whatever. And how many of those are still active today? That would be cohort based, for example. And it wouldn't have to be only that look back window, 12 months. It could be anything else. And then full book wise, that would be just, hey, out of my entire book, how many are active today versus the past? And then I want that number rolled over a 12-month period. Honestly, I'm kind of indifferent toward both, but I do think the cohort-based might be aligned with how well am I retaining, um, you know, a group of policies that I write over time. And if that number is really strong for a long period, then that tells me my book, no matter how far back I wrote those policies, my book is really sticky. So anyway, I need to make some adjustments, and I want to also create a fake data set that helps resemble or helps showcase why this would be useful, and it only becomes useful when your real data gets loaded into the system on your PC. It doesn't go anywhere on the internet, and then you're able to see on a daily, weekly, monthly basis what your book looks like in comparison to how it's been, in comparison to your goals, your objectives, and then you being able to see clearly what you need to do to drive those KPIs in the direction of improvement. The other thing is just a little teaser I want to show you. I'm not just working on that view for each of these KPIs and also nailing down those KPIs, making sure that they're accurate, but I'm also working on some stuff to kind of project the future. So again, assuming that this data is real, which it's not, it's fake data, what if I were to just leave my book alone today and not grow it? How long would it take my book to kind of like dissipate? And also, like, what are the cyclical aspects of my business? What months do I make more money? What months would I not make as much money? Because in the past, depending on when you wrote business, that would change. So this view is kind of like a runway view of like, okay, if you were to just run your book for a period of time, what would it look like? And you can see this light gray showing the gradual decay of the book if you weren't to do anything. If you were to just wait for policies to renew, you wouldn't try to do anything to affect the attrition rate, and you just let your book run. Or you want to add in some assumptions around how much you think you're going to want to grow. And so you can adjust the inputs of like the assumptions that are made, right? How many policies do I think I could add a month? What the annualized premium of those would be? What the kind of breakdown is from like the auto versus like the fire category of policies, etc. So you can kind of bake into this some assumptions that would all save, and so you don't have to update that every time you get in here. That all saves, and then just kind of a view to see where you might be in the future based on certain actions that you would take in your business. The other one, which is the thing I'm wanting to be focused on the most, that I think will help you in the shortest term the most, the biggest bang for your buck would be and again, this is fake data, so these numbers are a little funky, but to be able to show you next time you're getting paid and how much you're very likely to get paid based off of all of these assumptions. But what's nice is you load your data in here, and as long as the logic built around it to use that data to assess your book of business and then to display a value to calculate a value of what you're likely to get paid on the cadence that you do get paid, what that's likely to be. As long as that logic is accurate, this should be the source for you to know, hey, how much money am I going to make over the next couple of months? And then, hey, I'm thinking about increasing my lead spend. I'm thinking about investing in a tool or an AI or a new employee or whatever. What is how much am I going to be making to kind of do that what if analysis and figure out if you have enough money to make the investment. I've been working on this for let's see here, about a year plus, and I've been doing analytics for my career. I've built up a portfolio, if you will, of stuff that I've worked on, skill sets that I've created, and things that I've done for the businesses that I've worked for. I used to work for an investment firm, helping traders analyze data, analyze markets, organize data, data strategy, artificial intelligence, machine learning, all of this to do just a couple of things. Number one, drive critical business outcomes, to calculate that, to understand the state of that, and then to know what needs to be done to drive that forward, to move the needle in a significant way. I've worked on projects in the millions of dollars of value for the business and for the traders that I did all this stuff for. And you can think of traders like agents, and you can think of the like an agency being the trading shop that I worked at. So I'm hoping to generate a lot of value for you guys for free. And then one day I hope that we can partner to help in that growth stage of your business. I have a background also in generating leads for insurance agents, brokers, as well as captive agents. And I want to do that for you on social media. That's what I want you to pay me for. So all of this is not, a trick. I'm doing this side of the business for free in hopes that if I can add value here, I know I'm going to be able to add value in the lead generation space. And hopefully I can build that trust with you, that rapport with you, and that we can work together on growing your business. So yeah, let me know if you have any questions. Please subscribe to the channel so that you can see what I'm working on, so that you can stay in touch. And when this thing launches and you're ready to use it, that you can jump on it and give feedback and make this better for you. So anyway, I hope to see you on the other side.